Vic? We gotta talk.
I am not Uncle Vic.
Hey guys, Jim Halterman from TV Guide Magazine, TV Insider. I'm here with Robert Scott Wilson to find out what's going on Days of Our Lives, because Ben left a few weeks ago, but you're back on the show, yet you're not playing. Explain this to me. What's going on?
Well, in a nutshell, no, we said bon voyage to Ben Weston, and amazing run, amazing journey with him, and I got a great phone call about 5-6 months ago about some changes coming, and long story short, turned myself into Alex Kyriakis, and now I'm part of one of the big families here. Made it to the big boys club.
Okay, that's exciting.
It was very exciting, and to be honest, I never thought I'd be, interested in really if I'm doing daytime. I really love playing Ben. I had a great time, and then I got a phone call about this opportunity, and when he explained it to me, I got so excited. And then the first scripts came, I got more excited. And then as I understood what they were doing with this character, it's been just the biggest breath of fresh air I could ever imagine. And I'm having more fun than I think I've ever had on any project, whether it be daytime or film or, regular TV. I'm having a really good time. And he's such a fun character. He's the polar opposite of Ben Weston. So it's not like we're, trying to, play off of anything like that. We changed his look up a little bit, and it's nice, man. He wears a lot more suits. He's a little more flashy, a little bit more, he's living in the light. He's not that brooding, dark Ben Weston guy. It's a little different.
Okay. Now I know when you're playing one character for a while, you kind of end up interacting with a lot of the same people because your stories are intertwined. As Alex, are you getting to work with some actors and characters that you haven't really spent a lot of time with on the show?
Absolutely. I've had small doses of being able to work with my buddy John Aniston, the legend. Every time somebody asks me who I want to work with more for years, I've always said John. He's just fantastic, and he's been doing it a long time, and he's just a legend. But that was the first part. The next bit, what I'd have to say is obviously my buddy Wally Kurth. He played my lawyer for a few scenes, and we always had great moments, and I loved working with him. But for him to be my dad, we just clicked day one between him, Judy Evans, and my boy Zach, who plays Sonny. I saw him show up. I saw him do a great job. He had big shoes to fill. Freddie had played that role for so long. And I thought Zach was great. But then I started, as soon as day one, I worked with him and Wally, and I said, we got something special. My nerves went away. I wasn't worried about, what I was going to do with it. I wasn't worried about where they're taking it. I wasn't worried about, what fans may love it, what fans may hate it, because there's so many hardcore Ben fans and Ben and Sierra fans. I just knew that between working with these people, it's just not going to fail.
Okay.
They're just very, very good. And we had a great time, day one.
I love it. Okay. So Days also likes to have romantic stories. Does Alex have his eye on anybody, or does that come into play at least in the beginning as far as anybody he might be involved with or set his
Alex
sights on?
has his eyes on everybody in the beginning. Alex is, he's not Ben Weston, he's not this bleeding heart love for one person. He was a very, he wants to have a good time. He's successful. He's kind of scared of love, which we dive into. We understand him a little bit more. At the beginning, it may seem a bit brash. It may seem a little bit more like he's this playboy, and he's ultimately a businessman. He's ruthless, but he loves his family. He's showing up in town to help business and also leave his two twins that I didn't even know I had twin brothers, I guess, out in Arizona.
Okay.
He leaves that to go take over the family business. And I don't want to get into too much, but he kind of takes a position at the family business,
Okay. Yeah.
So it's one of those things where he kind of steps into that role. And he does a great job at it, but he really doesn't care. Meanwhile, he's having a good time. He gets to have a bunch of scenes with Maggie walking in on him with some not so wife material girls, and they're just hilarious. Suzanne Rogers is an absolute pro, and I finally get to work with Suzanne. And ultimately, just like everybody, you end up finding one that changes your ways. And Alex seemingly feels that he has found the one that changes ways. And does she reciprocate that at the beginning? Probably not, because she knows he's kind of an asshole. But that's going to be the story of him finding his humanity and his heart and him changing his ways for the better.
Okay.
The romantic side of things. Yeah.
What would you say to fans that might have a little trouble accepting you in this new role? Because I mean, it's inevitable, it's going to happen. But
Of course.
what would you say to any fans that are like, they miss Ben?
I'm just grateful, because whether or not they hate the new character, love the new character, if you can roll with me through this, I know any of my fans personally, I hope will stick it out. But there's just fans that don't know the actor as much, and they're just there for the story and what it is. And it's hard, man, because we went from front burner storyline, I feel like I've been one of the leads of the show for quite some time, to have 2 weeks turnaround. And, we can change my hair and I can put on some glasses. I can change my vibe a little bit, but they ultimately know, it hasn't been that much time passed. But I'm hoping that they can see the light at the end of the tunnel and see, after the first few episodes, you're not going to see Ben Weston at all, but we're telling a different story and a different person. And if you can give it just that moment, I hope that they'll see that.
Well, I cannot wait. Congratulations, you guys. Days of Our Lives airs weekdays on NBC. Thanks, Robert Scott Wilson.